Welcome back to Guardians of Climate and Planet Safety, your trusted source for the latest in environmental issues and sustainable solutions. If you're passionate about protecting our planet, you're in the right place. Should governments have the power to dictate our diets in the name of fighting climate change? Today, we're diving into the controversial debate over compulsory veganism. Compulsory veganism is a hotly debated topic, with strong arguments on both sides. Proponents argue that mandatory vegan diets could significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions, conserve water, and protect biodiversity, thereby making a substantial impact on climate change. They point to research showing that animal agriculture is a major driver of environmental degradation, responsible for a significant percentage of global emissions, deforestation, and water use. For instance, a study published in the journal Science found that a global shift to plant-based diets could reduce food-related emissions by up to 70%. On the other hand, critics argue that enforcing dietary changes infringes on personal freedoms and cultural traditions. They emphasize that diet is a personal choice deeply rooted in cultural, religious, and individual preferences. Imposing a mandatory vegan diet could lead to social unrest and resistance, as seen in past instances where governments attempted to control personal lifestyle choices. Furthermore, critics highlight potential economic impacts on farmers and industries dependent on animal products. They argue that sudden, drastic changes in diet policies could disrupt livelihoods and economies, particularly in regions where animal farming is a significant part of the local economy. The debate also touches on the feasibility of enforcing such a policy. How would governments monitor and ensure compliance with a mandatory vegan diet? Would there be penalties for non-compliance, and how severe would they be? These questions raise concerns about the practicality and ethics of implementing compulsory veganism on a large scale. Additionally, there's the argument about alternative approaches. Instead of mandating veganism, governments could focus on promoting plant-based diets through education, incentives, and subsidies for plant-based food industries. This approach could gradually shift consumer behavior without the backlash that a compulsory measure might provoke. Governments could also invest in sustainable agricultural practices and support innovations like lab-grown meat and plant-based meat substitutes, which offer the taste and texture of meat without the environmental impact. This debate raises crucial questions about the balance between individual rights and collective environmental responsibility. Should governments mandate veganism to save the planet? Or should the focus be on encouraging voluntary dietary changes through education and incentives? As consumers and citizens, it's important to stay informed and engaged in these discussions. Your choices and voice can influence policy and industry practices. Thank you for tuning in to Guardians of Climate and Planet Safety. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.